right, let's go to the NFL, where your guy, Jordan Love, man, this guy just keeps delivering in big spots.
Yeah.
How about the walk-off field goal win for the Packers? Jordan Love, he threw a couple bad interceptions, but ultimately delivered, and he discussed his mentality on that final drive after the game.
That's one of the biggest areas that we try to improve on from last year. I think we came up short too many times last year in these 2-minute drill situations, go win the game. And so we've definitely put a lot of time into it in practice. You can't try and, not be aggressive and just take checkdowns all day. You got to be out there and be aggressive and go win those games.
I will say this, that team is so joyful to watch. Watch the sideline of the Packers once they got rid of Grumpy. When they got rid of Grumpy, who went to New York with the Jets.
Oh, the quarterback. Yeah.
Watch Green Bay play now. They're generationally, they all feel like they're 23 to 27 years old. That offense is so filthy talented. Have they missed on an offensive draft pick in the last 3 years? Everything works.
Even pouty Romeo Dobbs seemed to get his act together
Reid,
and realize,
Dobbs, Watson, the tight ends, Kraft, Musgrave, everything works.
I know it's all about the Packers. Colin, Texans were not good at football yesterday.
Well, have you noticed this? So
they were bad.
This week we talked about it. I said Love's better than C.J. Stroud. This was a great example. Look at what Matt LaFleur is willing to allow Jordan Love to do. I felt like D'Amico Ryans was keeping C.J. Stroud in kind of a box on the attempts. And Matt LaFleur's like, bro, I'm going to let you do a little Favre here and throw ugly picks. Matt LaFleur is like Andy Reid with Mahomes. I'm going to let you do whatever you want. The ultimate sign of respect and trust is when quarterbacks, like in a game like that against D'Amico Ryans' defense, Matt LaFleur's like, hey, we had a pick. Let's go. They are totally, absolutely confident in Jordan Love. He is I think he's much more Favre than Rodgers. He's a more galvanizing personality. He's more likable. He's a little off script. He can throw some ugly ones, but so can Mahomes and Allen. He can throw some ugly ones, but he's got magic stuff.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. This game was an interesting game. It's not the game that I thought we were going to get, but it was a great game nonetheless. To me, the biggest thing that stood out more than anything, which I wrote at the very top of my notes, because you guys know I'm a huge Jordan Love fan, had him pegged as MVP candidate. The dude just sees the field so well, and his head is just on a swivel. Right? He just sees everything. I think they even highlighted in the broadcast. It's just the way how he kind of can just scan and see everything. And that's why he makes sometimes bad throws, because the guy can do everything, right? He can find a way no matter where he is on the field, no matter what type of throw he needs to make, he can do it. And when you can do such unbelievably great things, you're going to also fail, and in bizarre ways as well. We see this all the time with elite athletes. That's why, because you see such elite athletes, and you see this in basketball actually a ton, because basketball, you're just getting so much more regular touches. And you see, this guy's so good. Why does he turn the ball over? Why did he take that shot? And it's because he can, because his talent is so high. We see this with Steph Curry. Steph Curry took a terrible shot. It was a terrible shot in the Olympics. He just did. It was a bad, he even joked about it, because he's like, I saw the replay and I could see KD and LeBron's face. It was a bad shot. If both KD and LeBron, 2 out of 3 people are like, dude, they're both like, what are you doing? But then he still makes it with 2 hands in his face. It's just wild. And even if you don't want to use that play, Steph has made some awful turnovers at such bad moments. And it's like, what are you doing? And it's because when you're that elite and that high level of a talent, it's harder for you to know, honestly, what you can and can't do, right? It's just harder. And so to me, that's actually where Jordan Love stands, because he's so unbelievable. He's so great and can do everything that, yeah, he's going to have some bad interceptions. Now, I'm more conservative. I would love to see that pull back. And that's where you see Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love's relationship kind of grow and evolve, just like Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, as Colin kind of pointed out, in terms of Andy trusts Mahomes, but he's also had to reel Mahomes back. But it was great to see the team as a whole come together, right? Jordan Love throws a bad interception, but a huge defensive stop, right? Forced CJ on the move every single play, and then it was a forced field goal. Then they have a great 92-yard drive to score in the second quarter, right? Offense was struggling a bit, and then a beautiful throw and catch to finally break through, and boom, now it's 7-3, for the touchdown with Kraft. It was just, and then you have a beautiful throw and play call on the outside to Wicks. It was just, there was just very, very high level, play calling and execution, right? Then you rush to the line and to avoid the challenge, right? And then you break through to get that throw, right? I think even Romo pointed it out. It's just high level coaching and preparation, right? When you're able to do those things, it's high level preparation, coaching, and execution. But then I wrote again, second bad interception, right? Just sails it. Perfect read and call, but just need a better throw. And I wonder what Jordan Love will have to do to eventually try to minimize some of those things, right? Because it's okay to do that in week 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 even, to do some of those things. Less so when it's the NFC Championship game. Less so when it's a Super Bowl, but not always. When you have the right team, Patrick Mahomes, I always say this, has 5 interceptions and 4 Super Bowls, and yet he's winning Super Bowls, obviously, right? It just is what it is. So I just wonder what could be the next evolution. Because if you look at Jordan Love, this is not the best Jordan Love will be. Jordan Love will continue to get better and better. And this Packers team will continue to get better and better. So where does that come from? Where does that evolve, right? Does he throw 3 touchdowns and no interceptions? Or does he throw 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, right? Do his interceptions now come more when they're real deep, and so now the opposing team now gets the ball on their own 20 rather than the 50, right? Like, it's just, that's where I'm curious how this team can evolve and how Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur evolve as well. It's just, right, and I wrote this as well, right, that it's live and die by Love, right? He'll throw interceptions, but he'll also throw for 3 touchdowns to 8 different receivers, 24 for 33, 72%, right? Like, that's what it is. He's an old school slinger. So that's what I'm, it's just, I see a game like this, and again, I say this because I have very high expectations for the Packers and Jordan Love, right? It shouldn't have taken a last-second field goal when the other QB is 10 for 21, 86 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 4.1 yards per attempt, which was what CJ Stroud had, right? When you have the opposing quarterback looking like that, the score should be way higher, right? It shouldn't take a last, like, they almost could have lost this game technically. And CJ Stroud didn't even throw for 90 yards, had less than 50% completion percentage, right? 4 yards per attempt. That's where I want to see the Packers evolve. And again, I'm putting this out because of my expectations of the Packers. Look at what the Lions did versus the Minnesota Vikings. Look at the Lions. Just look at both those teams, Lions and Vikings. Those are 2 great teams, right? The difference in that game was Sam Darnold's interception. The margin of error was so small. The Lions did not throw an interception or turn the ball over, whereas the Vikings did. Boom, Vikings won. The Lions won. That was the difference. So you just kind of have to really continue to lock in, grow, and evolve from my viewpoint. But Jordan Love is that dude. He is a beast. The Packers are a great team, and I'm excited to see them continue to grow and see what they become throughout this season. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Jordan Love? How you have to be aggressive and learn from mistakes. What do you think they'll learn from? What do you think the ceiling is for them? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.